evolution, a new generation to the current product. So in this way, he's really excited and he's happy to see that it's going to be on track very soon, in December.
Well, good for him. Well done, Daryl, and happy. Joined on the front row by Tommy Preining. There is Rokas Baciuska just off to the side of, left-hand side of your screen. 108 there is Thomas Preining of Austria. 134 that you can see, Luke Willemse of Netherlands. Just behind him, that's the first of our Brits, 126, David Wooder. And just look at the rain in front of cart 126. David Wooder's mechanic making the point how wet he is. Oh, how professional is this? Jori Vips of Estonia. He's not got a pretty grid girl. He's got Othello, but he's got the rain kept off him just for the moment. 132 here, Richard Verscoor. Mats van der Brand's there to the right of Richard Verscoor. Max van der Brand's a former European champion, giving us a wave. That came nicely on cue, didn't it? 163 is Stingray Rob from Oregon in the United States of America. Have to say, Team USA have had a disappointing championship so far, but Stingray Rob's done his best. Janis Slavinsky of Belarus has been going well, and hey, he's looking pretty confident, isn't he? 109 here, the host nation, Mauricio van der Laan of Spain. Now I think I'm hearing that there may be a delay to the start of the race, or alternatively maybe these drivers are being brought out to be addressed by the clerk of the course. Let's just see what happens. There are the drivers, so we shall be racing. Well, thank you for rejoining us, and that means we can tell you who the guys are going to be racing this junior pre-final. Rotax Baciuska of Lithuania on pole position, Thomas Preining of Austria joining him on the front row. Max Timmermans of Belgium and Luke Willemse of Holland at Benelux row 2. Sandy Mitchell and David Wooder, a Scotsman and an Englishman, on a British row 3. Jesper Sjöberg of Sweden, Jori Vips of Estonia, row 4. Another Scot, Dean MacDonald. Another Dutchman, Richard Verscoor, row 5. Another Dutchman, Dennis Beckers, is on row 6 with the best of the United States drivers here, Stingray Rob. Row 7, Denis Maflanov of Russia and Janis Slavinsky of Belarus. Row 8, Bryce Fullwood of Australia, Mauricio van der Laan of Spain. Marilla Della Coletta, Brazil, Mick Vissover, Austria, row 9. And the top 20 completed by Zane Goddard of Australia and Michael Christensen of Denmark. Outside the top 20, Taimur Kerman-Shashi and Chris Brooks, row 11. Dylan Drysdale and Maciej Trupek, row 12. Hugo Rangel and Jordan Sherritt, row 13. Nicholas Jarbo and Alex Quinn, row 14. Nathan Edwan and Shogo Endo, row 15. Mariano Perez and Max Hofer, row 16. And the grid completed by Lisard Santos of Spain and Karol Jumanovic of Poland. It was scheduled to be an 11-lap race. It will be a 9-lap race. It goes without saying that they're all on wet tyres. So, when you first rejoined us after that little commercial, I thought I was going to be telling you that we're having a further delay. The easing of the rain is confirmed, but oh, just look at our pictures from Kart Data Television Productions. And this is at formation lap pace. You tell me what that's going to be like at racing pace, but we battle on. Well, I'm Ken Walker. Jenny Wade would normally be our pit lane reporter. See one of the drivers on the formation lap coming to a halt. Not sure what Jenny will be able to do in terms of getting drivers to talk to us. It takes a lot of doing to get inside their wet weather gear, but we'll do what we can for you, and I'll do what I can to identify drivers. Not easy for you on television, not easy for myself here to pick drivers' identification from pictures like that, but we will do our best. And you see a little break in the cloud at the top of your screen towards the centre, so shall we call that a good omen? It's certainly still raining heavily, but not quite as viciously as it was. Second formation lap to get these drivers accustomed to these conditions. The 28 drivers that made the cut direct to the pre-finals have only raced so far in dry conditions. The 6 at the back that came through the second chance heat did race their second chance race in wet conditions, not as wet as this, I might add. Big hi to our friends at Alain Raceway who are watching this being streamed live. Your man is Taimur Kermanshashi. Hi to our friends at Kartmania at Silverstone Wing in the United Kingdom. If you're at Kartmania today, or if you're in Great Britain and you're going to Kartmania tomorrow, greetings from a wet Chiva in Valencia, Spain. Well, I got the message that the rain had eased a little bit, but I think it's, just looking out of my window, I think it's very, very severe again. But hopefully we get a start. A reduced race distance of 9 laps. Rokas Baciuska on pole position, joined by Thomas Preining of Austria on the front row. Max Timmermans and Luke Willemse, row 2. Sandy Mitchell and Dave Wooder, and all British, row 3. Here we go. Here we go. And Rokas Baciuska from pole position doesn't get the fastest of starts, but he may hold on to the lead. Good start by Tommy Preining, and that was Luke Willemse going well through there as well. Tommy Preining now, I think, getting into the lead in that dark race suit. Thomas Preining is cart 108, if you can see the number, and yes it is. Oh, and Thomas Preining goes the short way round and may well not be permitted to keep that placing. And already we've got several drivers, I think 6, who've not come through. And if you go through the wet, it's almost like powerboat racing, isn't it? 122 in the lead. Cart number 122 is Jori Vips. Jori Vips into the lead now, and virtually impossible. Oh, and we've also got front runners included here. Well, I'm just your commentator. I'm not an official. My view doesn't count. But I'm almost, red flag, I'm almost going to say to you these are unraceable conditions. Red flag throughout, the race is aborted before they've completed the first lap. Well, I say aborted, a red flag is drawn before we complete the opening lap. Well, our pictures tell you all you need to know. Those drivers gave it a shot, but it really was unraceable, wasn't it? Stay with us. I'll keep you posted as to whether this is going to result in a lengthy delay, a medium delay, or an early restart. They've not been directed back to the start line. The drivers have been directed back to the pit. Well, having said that, some of them are on the start line. 108, Thomas Preining, the early race leader. And I think I can see the white suit of 122, Jori Vips, who was leading at the time of the red flag. So, and I can tell you that those drivers who have gone back to the start line are being told to go to the pit lane. So there isn't a restart imminent. Oh dear, 159 came round, I think perhaps in 3rd or 4th place. 159 is Mick Vishover of Austria, who started well down the field in P18. So he'd come from 18th up to about 4th. 113, Max Timmermans was in the top 4 when the red flag came. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing that I can say to you that is anything more helpful than what you can see for yourself. What you see presently is a replay. That was Tommy Preining, who led the race at that point, missing the chicane on the infield. Yuri Vips was the driver in, or is, from what you're seeing, the driver in the front at the moment. That is Yuri Vips in your sights. Thomas Preining in second place, but then already this is looking unraceable. The green light at this point saying we are in a race mode. But just look here. That was Yuri Vips leaving the circuit, but he did regain the circuit in the lead. And this looks more like powerboat racing, doesn't it? Oh dear. And before the end of the lap, the red flag was shown, the red light came on, and the race was aborted. Well, if you want to clutch straws, folks, I'm told that the rain is just easing at this moment. Rakus Bachuska to the left of your screen when we cut to the track now. These are the drivers just touring back to the pit area.